the game, cause see the boxing voice.
So, Ronnie, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm doing great.
Well, first and foremost, thank you for giving me the opportunity to interview you. I wanted to get your opinion on this big heavyweight match because I know that you've trained heavyweights in the past, and obviously you're just a world-renowned trainer, so your opinion is always valid to the boxing media and its fans and listeners. So, obviously, Deontay Wilder went to Belfast, jumped in the ring, made this fight official with Tyson Fury. What was your immediate reaction to the fact that this is a fight is now official?
Well, I think it's great for the sport of boxing. We finally got two heavyweights that are willing to fight each other. You know, I know Wilder wanted to fight Joshua, but, you know, so much politics was involved in the fight that it couldn't be made. But, you know, Fury, you know, ex-world champion, stepped up to the plate and said, hey, let me do it. And I think it's great for the sport. And I think a lot of people, it's a very interesting matchup. And I think a lot of people are going to be sitting back waiting on it to watch it.
Now, I find this one interesting and dangerous. I know that Wilder wanted a big fight and was desperate for that because he could not make anything happen with Joshua. But do you think he bit off more than he can chew? Because Fury is a damn good boxer, and he did to Vladimir what many could not. Even the ones that defeated Vladimir didn't look that easy.
Well, Fury is a big guy. You know, that's one thing. He is a big guy. But at the same time, you know, look, you know, somebody got to fight him. You know, he's a heavyweight, you know, and, you know, styles make fights. You know, he had the right style for a guy like Klitschko, big, strong, you know, was able to push him around. Nobody else wasn't as big as him who could push him around the way Tyson Fury did. So, but with Deontay Wilder, you got a puncher. You got a guy who he swings for the fences every time he let his hands go. So, can Tyson Fury, you know, he has somewhat of a defense with the cockiness that he does, and it throws some of the fighters off, as you can see in his fights. But at the same time, he's never fought a guy like Deontay Wilder, and that's a style that, you know, that you can't just make up. That's a style that you got to prepare for. And look, it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be an interesting fight, and I can't wait for it.
Now, do you think there's an opportunity or a possibility, rather, that Wilder just, you know, throws all hell to the wind? Because if he stays there and allows Fury to pepper him with the jab and rock him to sleep with the lateral movement, because Fury looks like he has soul in the ring. You know, I was live in Belfast. After he beat up Pinata, he went to the back, did 3 rounds or 4 rounds of pad work, you know, didn't lose a beat, got on the floor, started doing sit-ups. I mean, should Wilder just walk him down? And Fury hasn't knocked anyone of note out. Should Wilder just walk him down Earl Spence style?
Well, that's the only way to fight Fury. You know, you have to put something on him right away. Look, Fury is a big guy, but even big guys can't move for 12 rounds. You know, he has to stop at some point and try to trade with Wilder, try to do something to offset the things that Wilder's going to do. But at the same time, Wilder is in the same position. You know, you can't throw hard punches for 12 rounds. It just don't work for big guys, you know. So, but here's what I believe. I just think that if Wilder come out and start hitting Fury with the jab, that's going to make Fury really, you know, on the move, put him on the move. But at the same time, Fury is going to realize, hey, I can't do this for 12 rounds. I might have to sit down with this guy at some point in the middle of the ring and throw punches. So I think in between those exchanges, I think, you know, Fury hasn't fought a guy that has power in both hands, like Deontay Wilder. And if Wilder clocking, you know.
What about Chisora? I mean, we just seen Chisora knocked out Takam, something that not even Anthony Joshua could do.
Yeah, I mean, of course. But at the same time, though, you know, he don't, you know, the power that Wilder has with the length. the length is it's a different story. You have to prepare for length and power, not just power. And the length of Wilder is going to make a huge difference in this fight.
Definitely. So my last one, because I don't want to keep you, is obviously if Wilder or Fury, the winner of this fight, comes out of here. Actually, it's two questions. We'll have to start this way first. How many pay-per-view buys do you think it does? Because this is a Showtime pay-per-view and a BT Sports pay-per-view.
Right. Well, I think it's going to do good overseas because I think Fury has a lot of fans, and it should do good here in the United States. Look, we have to treasure every time we get a heavyweight champion in the United States. And I think people really want to see Wilder fight someone of note, not just, somebody that they never heard of. So everybody has heard of Tyson Fury. He is one of the top heavyweights in the world today, and it's rare, it's sad to say, but it's rare in these days that you get two top-tier heavyweights fighting against each other. And that's, if you were talking 25, 30 years ago, or even, not even that long, maybe 15 years ago, these guys, Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Rick Bowe, these guys were fighting each other, and they were the top heavyweights in the world. Today, you only have maybe 5 or 6 that's really, really good, and they avoid each other. Shouldn't happen. There's nowhere in the world that should happen. If you call yourself one of the best in the sport, then you should be able to get in here and fight whoever they put in front of you. That's just the way it's always been, and that's the way it should always be.
I don't know. I feel like I have to go down the route that it seems like you're seems like you're leaning that the Hearn and the Anthony Joshua side didn't want to fight with Wilder.
Well, I don't think they did want to fight. Look, Joshua he's a moneymaker. He signed all these, this big deal with the television over there, worth a lot of money. And at the same time, they don't want to lose that, So, they claim they sent this, they sent that, or they didn't send the contract back, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. But at the same time, they did do that. They did. And look, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows that they didn't, they didn't sign the contract. So if you don't sign the contract, then, and then you offer the man, a little money, and the man was like, no, you got to pay me. How can you pay Joshua $100 million and pay him $0? That just doesn't work that way, So, all in all, the fight didn't get made. And, of course, both sides are going to blame each other. But, but you can't, say, hey, that the fight is made and the fight, and everybody knows what happened. So Anthony Joshua is a good fighter. He should be fighting Deontay Wilder because I think when heavyweights, we only need one champion.
So I do have to tie you down on a number. So it's not actually asking another question. It's just making sure you give me an answer. You got to give me a pay-per-view buy number. So I'll give you some numbers just to refresh your memory. Obviously, Canelo versus Triple G in recent history did 1.3 million, but it's also rumored to have done 2 million. We got Canelo versus Liam Smith, 325. Marquez versus Bradley, 225. Triple G versus David Lemieux, 170. Kovalev versus Ward, 190. Triple G versus Jacobs, about 150. Those are the numbers in recent days with non-Mayweather, Pacquiao, Cotto names.
Right. Well, I'm going to say this. I think it'll do at least a million pay-per-view buys.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Billy Joe said about 800,000 in the U.S. Okay. So, wow, 1 million. So this is my true final last question because that's why I wanted to set it up, asking you your pay-per-view number first. Does the winner, regardless if it's Wilder or Fury, do they become the A side in the negotiation with Anthony Joshua because the fact that they have now completed a U.S. pay-per-view where one U.S. pay-per-view is about maybe 2 1/3 of a or a quarter of a UK pay-per-view. So if Wilder Fury does, let's say, 500,000, they're doing roughly more than 1 million buys in the UK. It's translated, in dollars. What's your opinion? Does the winner become an A-side here?
Well, it depends on what on where the fight is going to be held. If the fight is going to be held in the UK, then I think Joshua should be the A-side. If the fight is going to be in the US, then I think it should be Wilder.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're projecting the winner of Deontay and Fury to make 1 million buys, why would they go back to the UK to make less money? I mean, they're doing 1 million.
But I think all that changes though. But that changes everything too. Look, if they tell Wilder, look, we're going to guarantee you, $75 million, to fight over there, he's going to take it. He's going to take that. Why wouldn't he take $75 to $100 million to go to the UK? Look, he's confident he can beat Joshua, just like a lot of people think he can beat Joshua. I think he can beat Joshua. But at the same time, I don't think, I think when you're talking about that kind of money, it doesn't matter what the fight is going to be anyway. And it doesn't matter who's the A-side. I mean, what is A-side? Okay, A-side makes a little bit more money, but at the same time, it all comes down to who goes in the ring first. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. That, somebody want to come in the ring second. Why? That doesn't give you an advantage. Nothing gives you an advantage in the sport of boxing. It's all mind games. It's all play. Oh, I want to be the A-side. I want to be this. I want to be that. And, and I just think it's not, I think it doesn't matter. But, I think if everybody gets the money that they want to get or they're supposed to get, then, then you're not going to have an issue with anybody. I don't think it's going to be an issue about A-side and B-side. That don't make a difference. Once you're making that kind of money, why should it make a difference? One guy's going to make maybe, and then it just comes down to the percentage. I think both guys just want to have a fair deal. But the fight is not going to happen if they can't get a fair deal, as you saw in the negotiations for the last fight. Wilder didn't think he can get a fair deal. But look, go back to at the same thing. They was offered $50 million. Wilder and them offered Joshua $50 million. And there was no BS in that $50 million offer. It was a true offer. It was a true offer. And they turned it down. So to me, if you turn down $50 million, something ain't right. Something is not right about that deal. If you turn down $50 million because either you're scared or you figure I can make that fighting a lesser opponent. So how many people do you know that have turned down $50 million? Do you know anybody that has turned down $50 million?
No way.
So it's got to be, what they don't want to do is give Wilder a percentage of nothing. They want to keep it all for themselves because they realize one thing. If we lose, all that goes away. So they're trying to get as much money as possible to, because they realize that Joshua has a weak chin. Everybody knows. There's no secret. And they know if he get hit by Deontay Wilder and he get hit flush, that's the end of everything for all of this. So, so they're going to have to, Wilder get by Fury, like I think he is, then it's going to be the same thing. It's going to, it's going to be more money that they're going to have to offer, but at the same time, they're not going to offer percentages on everything else because they realize they don't want to fight. That's just simple as that.
I'll just have you know that I was in Belfast. I spoke to John Fury, and that was the hiccup with the negotiations, was that they didn't want to give Tyson any percentage as well on the back end.
Right. Exactly. They want to keep it all for themselves because they're afraid that's it for them. He get knocked out, Joshua get knocked out, but all the glory is gone. Everything is gone. So, so it is what it is, but to tell the truth, they're not confident in their own guy. And everybody knows it. Look, the guy has been stopped in the gym a few times. So why take that chance? If they get knocked out, trust me, it's going to be on every dime that they're going to make. Because they realize one thing, is that they have to have so much money because he get knocked out. It's no more. He's done. He's done because once he get knocked out, it's going to happen over and over and over again. So they may have 1 or 2 fights left with him if he get knocked out. So, but his career is going to be done. And they realize this and they know this. Now, on the flip side, Deontay don't have the best chin in the world either. But he's not afraid to get in there with anybody. And that's the difference between the two.
While I have you, man, I hate when I tell people last question, but did you hear about what took place in Belfast between Deontay and Billy Joe?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Did you see the video?
I didn't see it.
What was your thoughts?
Well, I mean, just reading what I read, that he threw some chicken at Wilder, and Wilder, went crazy, but then they shook hands later on and made up, blah, 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 blah. I mean, look, what was the reason for Billy Joe Saunders other than wanting to get some publicity out of the whole thing? Look, he wants to have a name like Triple G, Canelo in the middleweight division, and he just don't have it because he hasn't thought ain't nobody to get it. So he's trying to do anything he can to get publicity, to try to, wrap his name up. That's all I get out of it. I don't get nothing else out of it because, he'll never fight Deontay Wilder. So what's the sense in him starting with Deontay? It just didn't make sense.
Well, there's also rumors, right, that Deontay confronted him about calling him a racist cunt.
Well, again, I think it's just Billy Joe Saunders trying to get some publicity, out of somebody else's fight. Look, he have a fight coming up in October, so he couldn't wait until then to get the publicity that he deserves. Now all of a sudden, he's trying to get publicity also, Deontay Wilder. Come on, what sense does it make? It doesn't make sense at all to me.
He is coming to he's landing in Boston. He'll be in Boston Friday. But Ronnie, thank you for your time, man. I don't know if you got anything cooking you want to let the world know. If not, I appreciate obviously all this time.
Friday night in Minnesota, got 2 guys fighting on Fox Sports 1. Check it out in Mountain. That's Tenori and F.A. Ajagua on Fox Sports 1 on Friday night. Heavyweight and welterweight. Check them out.
Well, thank you so much, Ronnie. Will do. Have a good day.
You too, man.
Ain't no other sight in the game could see the boxing voice.